To understand just how wild this breakthrough is, we need to rewind way back to the 1950s, when the Cold War had everyone racing to dominate the skies and beyond. Hypersonic flight, defined as anything faster than Mach 5. That's 3,836 miles per hour for those keeping score. Has been a goal since Elvis first shook his hips on TV. One early legend in this race was the North American X-15 rocket plane. Born in 1959 and boosted into the atmosphere by a B-52 bomber, this experimental aircraft hit a mind-blowing Mach 6.7. But it had a fatal flaw like your cousin's lifted truck. It could only run for a few minutes before guzzling every drop of fuel. That's the problem with rocket engines. They're impressive, but about as efficient as a vending machine trying to run a marathon. Enter the air-breathing beasts. Modern engineers decided it was time to ditch the rocket-powered brick approach and build something smarter. Cue the entrance of ramjets and their cooler cousin, the scramjet. These engines are basically high-speed vacuums, slurping up air as they fly and mixing it with fuel to create massive thrust without carrying heavy oxygen tanks. In terms of efficiency, ramjets and scramjets are hypersonic royalty. Rocket engines usually max out at about 450 seconds of specific impulse. Fancy speak for how far can I go before I need gas. But scramjets can easily top 1,000 seconds. That's like switching from a gas-guzzling SUV to a Tesla that runs on lightning bolts. However, there's a catch. These engines aren't great at low speeds. They need an initial push like trying to start a chainsaw by whispering at it. Which is why combining different engine types has become the holy grail of hypersonic tech. Say hello to Chimera. Ever heard of Hermes? No, not the luxury handbag brand. This Hermes is a startup that's been flipping the aerospace world on its titanium-clad head. Their genius invention? The Chimera engine. Named after the mythical beast made from a lion, goat, and snake, this engine is just as monstrous in a good way. Chimera blends a turbojet and a ramjet into a single system. That means the aircraft can take off like a regular plane, then kick into hypersonic gear once it's in the air. It's the aviation equivalent of Clark Kent becoming Superman mid-flight. The Chimera engine powers Hermes' signature aircraft, the Quarter Horse, a slick, high-performance jet designed to fly faster than your last breakup text. And to keep it from roasting itself at Mach speeds, Hermes engineers even added a high-tech pre-cooler, a sort of mini air conditioner for engines on the verge of catching fire. Hermes, small budget, giant leap. Now here's where things get extra spicy. While government agencies and aerospace behemoths throw hundreds of millions of dollars at slow-moving projects, Hermes built their Chimera engine in just 21 months for $18 million. That's not even enough to buy a penthouse in Manhattan or a Pentagon toilet seat, depending on which conspiracy theory you subscribe to. Compare that to the U.S. Air Force's own hypersonic demonstrator, which chomped through over $300 million in funding and years of development time. Hermes is the little startup that could and did. From J-85 to F-100, leveling up with serious muscle. Initially, Hermes built Chimera using the trusted General Electric J-85 turbojet, the same one that powered the F-5 Freedom Fighter and T-38 Talon. Solid, reliable, and still used in military training jets. But they weren't stopping there. In their next iteration, Chimera 2, they upgraded to the Pratt & Whitney F-100 engine, the same beast that drives the F-15 Eagle and F-16 Fighting Falcon. These engines have over 30,000 flight hours and more stories than a retired Top Gun instructor. They're fast, durable, and built to take a beating. The Quarter Horse. Not just fast, but smokin' smart. The Quarter Horse is no ordinary prototype. It's built to handle hypersonic conditions while looking like it rolled straight off the set of a sci-fi flick. Sharp lines, slick titanium body, and a nose for breaking records literally. The aircraft's design is aerodynamic poetry. At 40 feet long, it's slightly smaller than the T-38, but way more advanced. Think of it like upgrading from a flip phone to the latest AI-powered smartphone, but with wings and afterburners. The bulk of the body is made from titanium, giving it strength without the weight penalty. For hotter sections, they've added carbon ceramic composites, the same stuff used in space shuttles and supercars. These materials can withstand temperatures hotter than lava. Okay, not literal lava, but close around 3,100 degrees Fahrenheit. Printing the future, 3D and ready for takeoff. When it came time to build parts for the Chimera engine, Hermes didn't hit up your average hardware store. They used Velo 3D's Sapphire Industrial 3D printers machines so precise they could print a Swiss watch blindfolded. These printers allowed Hermes to create complex components out of Inconel 718, a heat-resistant nickel-chromium alloy that laughs in the face of corrosion and high stress. Plus, it's used in gas turbines and rockets, so you know it's got the resume for the job. 3D printing didn't just speed up production, it reduced costs and made customization a breeze. For a small team with big dreams, this was a total game changer. Testing times, from MK0 to Mach glory. In 2023, Hermes began testing the MK0 version of the quarter horse, and it was like watching a baby velociraptor take its first terrifying steps. Despite the short timeline, the prototype exceeded expectations and got the full attention of the U.S. Air Force. They even ran tests at the Arnold Engineering Development Complex in Tennessee, simulating everything from lost communication scenarios to full engine burns. Imagine trying to test a jet engine's limits without burning down the lab. Now imagine doing that in 37 days. Legends. Mk1 and Mk2, Mk3. It's like the iPhone of aircraft. By 2024, Hermes launched the Mk1 prototype, featuring remote takeoff and full afterburner taxi tests at Edwards Air Force Base. The aircraft hit 50 miles per hour without a pilot in the cockpit. Talk about autopilot on steroids. Next up is the Mk2, currently being assembled in Atlanta. It's expected to break the sound barrier and fly autonomously at supersonic speeds. We're talking robotic pilot meets jet-fueled rocket horse. And then there's the Mk3, Hermes' secret weapon. This prototype is rumored to attempt the Holy Grail, transitioning from turbojet to ramjet in flight. If it pulls that off, it could shatter the SR-71 Blackbird's speed record like a champagne glass at a rock concert. The Halcyon hypersonic passenger jet. But Hermes isn't stopping with military jets. Their long-term vision? A passenger plane called Halcyon that could make a New York to London flight in 90 minutes. Yes, that's right, breakfast bagel in Brooklyn, afternoon tea in London. This Mach 5 Plus plane could travel over 125 international routes and reshape global travel faster than you can say, middle seat misery. Think about it, no more 12-hour red-eyes. Just a quick hop, skip, and scream across the stratosphere. Why it all matters. With geopolitical tensions climbing like fuel prices and nations scrambling for dominance in the air, hypersonic travel isn't just cool, it's strategic. These aircraft could outmaneuver missile defenses, deliver strikes before radar operators even finish their coffee, and revolutionize air combat. But it's not just about war games. Hypersonic tech could trickle down into commercial travel, cargo transport, and maybe even spaceflight. It's the future of aerospace, and Hermes is speeding toward it like it's got a date with destiny in Mach 10. Final descent. What Hermes has done in just a few years is nothing short of a miracle. They've taken a dream as wild as strapping a jet engine to a Falcon and turned it into a functioning prototype faster than major players could finish a PowerPoint. With the Mk2 and Mk3 lined up for 2025 and 2026, and Halcyon targeting its first flight by 2029, we're looking at a new era in aviation. One where hypersonic isn't just a headline, it's a liftoff. So is the age of sonic boom travel finally here? All signs point to yes, and with startups like Hermes leading the way, the sky's no longer the limit, it's just the starting line. And there you have it. Proof that the future of flight isn't just coming. It's already breaking the sound barrier. If you're as hyped about hypersonic jets as we are, don't just fly off into the sunset. Hit that like and subscribe. Until next time, keep your engines hot and your curiosity hotter. See you at 85,000 feet.